This is a quick tutorial on how to format your lesson plans. We all need to have them in the same general format. I can make final touches, but it's up to you guys to actually present your information in roughly the same way so that it's consistent for us as leaders sharing lesson plans and for me in making final edits. Let me just show you how I go through and make edit one example. Okay, so here is a lesson plan that I received, which generally is more or less common to what everybody's is. Everybody's have come in different fonts and different formats and different presentation of information, and we need to try to get it on the same page. So here's a lesson plan, and the first thing you want to do is make it look pretty. So if you make it look pretty, you go to your template that I've sent you before, or you can ask for it from me again, and you copy it and you paste it just like that. It pops into the top of the screen, and that's your header that you can use. Everybody will have a header. Okay? After you do that, you copy your gospel lesson, Control C or Command C, and then you paste that as well, and it'll look like this. Okay? This is the title, the first point. Second thing is the date, and then the gospel lesson. And then you paste the actual reading into the top of your document, so it's the first thing leaders see when they open up their lesson plans for the day, and it's an easy reference. This is all in Kendara font. If you have a Mac, then put it in Kendara font. If you don't, then don't worry about it. Just keep it in one font, and I'll put it together when I receive it. Okay? After that, everybody needs to follow this basic layout: opening prayer, background, interpretation, application, closing prayer, and then any additional information. One of the most important parts of this is the additional information. You need to be smart lesson plan writers about how you vet through all of the info you have and decide what is important and what is supplemental that you can put down here. Okay? That being said, go back to your lesson plan. Here is the lesson plan you have. It is clearly copied and pasted from whatever this means, and it has a different background, and this is one font, this is a different it has a different background. So the first thing you need to do is highlight it, click to clear the background, highlight it again. Another trick is to go to styles and click just to preserve it to its normal style. If you have this is just Office Mac. If you have Mac for Office, then it's really easy to do. Then you drop it right there. Okay? Comes in as Cambria font on my new document. That's going to be the correct document. No problem. I just adjust it and it looks good. There it is. Next thing, you want your background information. Okay? Here's the information for background. And it's right there. I copy it and I format it so it takes out all of the weird indentations and stupid pagination things that come and mess it up. And once I've done that, I copy it and I go back to my template and I paste it. Once again, it's in the wrong font. It doesn't matter. It also has things that I've highlighted. So I select all and I take away my highlighting. It's really pretty straightforward. So now we have the top that looks good, our opening prayer here, the background here. I'll fix the font in a second. Then I go down to my interpretation. Interpretation, the exact same thing as what just happened before. Format it, copy it, switch over, and paste it, and take out any weird things that look different. Then for application, this is a part where I would like for us to be on the same page about this. One of the things I want you guys to remember is that we are writing these application questions for the Sunday school leaders in order to be a resource for them, and so they should be easily accessible, and people should be able to look to these and get the information from them quickly, and be able to lead a conversation without having to dive into this. In other words, your application questions should not read like a novel. They should be quick reference, spark note kind of format, so that they're easy for people to get to when leading a class. So the application questions have been dropped in and enumerated. Make sure there's actually 3. So this prophecy came from God, and then Luke 3:6, and then looking at 3:3. Luke 3:6, looking at 3. Okay, there actually are 4. Okay, this is good. Take out highlighting. Okay, turn or burn. Long story, don't ask. Okay, there's your questions. Then take this, your final prayer. Make it look right. Sometimes you have to highlight just the exact part to be able to make it go back to normal. There it is. Kandara 12. Copy and paste. Alright. There it is. This is something much easier for me to receive and work with than a bunch of 1,000 different things and look in 1,000 different ways. Okay, so what you want to do is start with the gospel lesson, prepare a header up here for it all, have your prayers that open and close it, then your background, your interpretation, and your application information. What I really recommend is that you start your application with a question. You lead off with your question, and then you put any supplemental material afterward in italics like that. That's how we did the last set of lesson plans that were printed and bounded that I edited through. These application questions, like I said again, here's a good example. What's the defining message? And then right here you have italics for supplemental to help the leader answer the question and guide the discussion, and you put the actual question in bold. When you're reading a lesson plan and you come upon the question and you see that, and then you look at this and you may have underlined or whatever to help you lead the discussion to answer this question. It just makes more sense to your brain to have it written out that way, and it'll be helpful for everybody to do that. Then the last thing you need to do, the most important, based on my responses to your lesson plans, are to go through all of this and vet out the stuff that you think is supplemental, that's not primary, that doesn't need to be read, that can be put for additional reading. And then if you see something like, this sentence, copy it or cut it, delete it, and drop it down there. It's really not hard at all, and that helps us. It helps people in sifting through the primary information. And if you have something up here that there's more about in the supplemental, in this additional information, then just write in parentheses more and additional info, and people know to go and look about it if they need to, or they can continue with the lesson and continue the flow of the lesson plan. That is how you format your lesson plan. Good luck.